Hello and welcome everyone to episode 204 of One Piece at a Time, the One Piece read through podcast where we read and discuss 5 chapters of the One Piece manga each and every week. I'm your host, Derrick Bittner, and I'm joined by my wonderful co-host and freelance letterer, Brandon Bovia. How you doing, Brandon?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm, of course, a freelance letterer extraordinaire, Brandon Bovia, and I had a thought just earlier this afternoon after I'd read the chapters. We are 50 chapters away from 1,000.
It is a remarkably big event coming, and it seems like it feels like it's coming up very quick. It feels simultaneously like a good ways away, but also that it's coming so fast.
So soon. Not to get ahead of ourselves, certainly, but like when I think about all of the things that need to fall into place I know what happens in chapter 1000. Like that is a very, very memorable chapter, and I'm like, oh, we got a lot to do before we get there. So, despite the fact that we're still 50 chapters away and only 50 chapters away, that's kind of how it feels right now. Like, oh man, let alone all of the things that we're way closer to than chapter 1000 that I'm like, I can't wait to talk about that. But enough of that about that. This week's set was also very, very good.
Yeah, no, it's definitely an excellent set. I mean, hyper focused on Luffy and everything happening in the prison, and
yeah, it feels like kind of the last thing that needed to happen, like the last major step, right? We're doing the training, but we kind of have to. We get that nice juicy characterization that I think
it's real good characterization to the point that damn speech got me teary eyed. Great speech. Like death of a character. Nah. Get Luffy speech, especially in these times. Yeah. Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's the good stuff right there, and just really interesting reveals all around. And I'm very curious.
Very much so.
How it's all going to play out. That being said, let's not waste any time because I feel like we're going to be talking about this for a while. Let's get let's start it up with chapter 946, Queen versus Olin. And that's just an exciting title right off the bat, but an extremely cute request. Kinemon and Atsuru on a nighttime date by Foxfire Light, and you don't get to see actual couple stuff happening too often.
Yeah, right. Also, the size differences
is so massive. Kinemon is huge.
You forget that Kinemon's like 8 feet tall.
It's ridiculous.
Gosh. But I mean, it makes me a little bit sad because we know that like, oh, he wants to be reunited with his dear wife, but is trying to wait until after the battle. So it's just like this is like a nice cute couple. So I hope he actually gets to I hope he gets to do that. I hope he
and still very much in love despite the 20-year age gap they now have.
Yes, certainly.
So that's fun all on its own. Yeah, that's just a sweet one. But we jump into the chapter itself we get the chapter's not wrong. Queen versus Big Mom, and Queen is just getting manhandled.
Yeah. You were wondering, and it feels like you were wondering how this would possibly go, with the Oshiruko setup. It's like, okay, we're setting up this encounter between Big Mom and Queen, and it's like, well, Queen's, he's number 3, right? And even he's being spun around. He's like, you hag, do you have any idea why? And she's like, give me your Oshiruko, you big dumb lizard. This is just freaking
just wreaking havoc by swinging this Brachiosaurus all over the place. It's
awesome. It just, again, as we sort of ended off last week, it was like, oh, maybe she lost her memories. Maybe, Big Mom is in a weakened state. No, definitely not. And just like, I love that Luffy and Hoyo have to like duck so they don't get knocked out of the ring, and yes,
she just tosses him straight into like the mountain. It causes it the whole thing to shift. Like they're like, oh no, Udon's in trouble. Like things are getting bad, and it's fortunately also had the side effect of knocking over the tub that was being used to drown Kid and Killer. So they're safe now.
They're good. Woo!
Thank goodness for that.
Problem. Yeah, and I also do love as you know, kind of the stand-in for the readers, or some of the Kaido's crew here. They're just kind of like, she knocked out a guy worth 1.3 billion berries in 2 hits, and you just see Queen in the front of the panel just out.
Yeah, I'm like,
yeah, that's the real Big Mom.
Yep, that sounds like Big Mom, all right. just tore through it. Like wow. It's. I mean, it's Big Mom. We still don't know how to hurt this woman.
Yeah, no, I think again, people sleep on Big Mom. I feel like this is very, very clearly establishing the emperor hierarchy, right? Like you might be 1.3 billion berries is nothing to snuff at, but the emperors are on an entirely different level, and so I think it is novel that like the threat level is still being maintained, even though we've not really defeated, right? But we pissed off Big Mom.
Overcame her, I guess is the best way to put it.
Yeah, exactly. We escaped and lived.
That itself is pretty major, but within just a few pages, Queen is down, and they're like, "Okay, we got to report this to Kaido." And oh no, the never opening cell got busted open. Well, I have no idea what's in there, but it's got to be chained up inside, so can't escape. In fact, it's probably dead in there. So maybe we're okay. I was like, no, that's Kawamatsu.
Yeah. Well, and then I love that they're like, Babanuki, should we shoot that thing? Referring to Big Mom. It's like, don't antagonize. Again, similar to Whole Cake, it's like whenever Big Mom shows up, it's like a natural disaster. They're like, all right, what are Kaido's orders? What do we do? It's like, oh, our snails aren't getting any signal. So, nobody can reach Onigashima. So we're on our own.
Yeah, we are completely cut off. And turns out that's all thanks to frickin' like his name now, Caribou.
Oh, Raizo. Oh, Caribou.
Yeah, Raizo and Coop. Yeah, Raizo is taking advantage of it. They're distracted, and he's able to just run through and have no issues as he's of course going nin 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 nin.
Yes, I love that. Initially, he was like, "Oh, yeah, ninjas do not say nin nin,"
but of course
he's so.
They say
so anti-ninja stereotype, and then he's just all into it.
But yeah, Caribou has some vital information where the smart sails they use have one weakness: weak mental signals. So every sail signal is sent to the boss snail for that exists for the area, and then it gets sent back out from there. So
it's like a cell phone tower.
It is a telephone tower, which is pretty great. So he's like, hey, if I gobble the thing up with my powers, what'll happen then? All the relay messages in Udon will fail to get through. Ding, ding, we have a winner. And I haven't been stuck here for nothing. I know where that boss snail is, so I'll take care of it. And
go Caribou
proving his usefulness. Again, I thought this would be a character, like when I heard, it's like, oh God, I have to just put up with him for, like, I think it was described to me as longer than you would think.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that sucks.
I maintain that.
Yeah. And yes, his presence in Fishman Island sucks. It's like, it's not a fun presence, but the cover story did actually really help his character quite a bit. And his reappearance so far has been pretty decent.
I think because here in Wano, there's so many other things happening. I'm not really fixated on Caribou all that much. Like, oh yeah, he's here, but he's not. He's helping, if anything. He's not kind of one of the driving forces behind the conflict.
Yeah, he's not trying to kidnap random people while we're trying to get stuff done. So that helps. There are much worse things than Caribou going on right now, but Raizo is definitely focused on getting Kawamatsu free. So got to get through that. And we cut back to Big Mom, who has found the Oshiruko, a giant pot marked with Queen. And, it's like, what a rich, sweet, rich scent. There's so much of it inside. It was worth the long trip to get here. And they're like, oh no, it's empty. What'll happen if she finds out? Will she be angry at? She might just slaughter all of us. And she opens it and yep, it's empty. And that face.
And they're all like, evacuate, abandon post, save yourselves for facing an unpredictable disaster, which is sad because it's true. We have seen it. We have precedent. And of course, Luffy is just like, I totally get what she said. I wish I could eat that stuff again. And Oshiruko sure was tasty.
Oh, this kid's inability to lie strikes again.
Yeah. Well, not only that, all of the goons are just like, it was you. But then he's like, Luffy's like, I said that out loud. I thought I was only thinking it.
Which
good it was.
I guess goes a long way in showing that Luffy has no thought bubbles because he has no inner thoughts. It all just comes out.
Exactly. He says exactly what he's thinking.
And poor Chopper is just like, of course, when I find him, he's the center of all the trouble.
Which, hey, to be fair, he's done nothing wrong other than eat the Oshiruko. You know, that whether he ate it or not, this still would have been trouble with Big Mom here. So
true, but at least she would have had the Oshiruko, and he wouldn't have been in trouble. So
they would have been able to fight over it. Fight amongst themselves.
Yep, and well, now she's attacking him. They can't get out of the sumo circle without dying, and Big Mom still has no idea who Big Mom is, so she's just like, why did you eat my Oshiruko? And
I love that Luffy's like, my samurai disguise.
she doesn't know who I am. And while they're getting pushed to the edge, it's not good. One more push, they're done for, so they can't back a single step. And that's when all of the Udon men are like, yeah, take them, leave us alone. Like, leave us out of this. And she just throws a rock at him and just like, shut up. And here's where we see the difference between Olin and Big Mom. And also the reason she's not in a hunger berserk state right now. Because usually if she has a craving for something and she doesn't get it, she goes into her hunger pangs and desire that she cannot be staved off until she gets that food, which is exactly what I was expecting to happen. But it doesn't. And not because of any other reason than she wanted to share that food. She wanted to take back the Oshiruko for all of them that fed her. And that's why she was upset. She's being nice.
I think I remarked on this earlier, but like, it really does strike me as interesting that like Big Mom with her memories lost is shockingly similar to Luffy in the way that she conducts herself.
Yeah, very much food-based and all that. And it's... Of course, she has a lot more rage when it comes to that stuff, but...
Yes, of course.
So, yeah, she's like, why did you eat it all, boy? And makes a punch. They have to jump back. And Hoyo's collar starts going off. It's like, well, that's it. There's no saving me. And Luffy's like, nope, not going to let you die. Come off. And he successfully breaks both their collars off their necks.
He did it.
Which I mentioned before, but I didn't realize that it was one of those. Oda didn't properly explain it, I think, that it works like the collars for slaves in the peninsula. Pisabodi, yeah. Where tampering also causes it to go off. But he's able to get it off both of them, and they're completely free. And Hoyo's just like, wait, he just used it.
Hyo, not Hoyo.
Oh, Hoyo.
Hyo.
Sorry.
Yeah, Hyo.
Hyo.
But yeah, that was it. As he kind of goes on to say, like, he's like, quickly, before you forget that feeling, protect me. And it's like, it's in the midst of danger that power truly blossoms. And so it's, of course, like, as when he's, we're at our lowest moments, about to die, that Luffy's able to kind of, not master, but, he's able to use this Ryuo that he's been kind of struggling to figure out.
He can tap into it, just not consciously yet, which we'll get into in the next chapter. But man, Hyo's such a badass to just be like, training, like, hey, if I mess this up, you're going to die. I know. All right, then come on, Emperor of the Sea, and Luffy's ready to take on Big Mom to protect the old man. So
Yeah, how is this the most like, like now we're fighting Big Mom?
I know, just a direct head on. Which I don't know if he had a direct head on confrontation with Big Mom in like not
They
substantial.
had that one punch.
Yeah,
Right,
that's about
right
it.
when the wedding. Yeah, and that was in Gear 4.
Yeah, that's also true. And he is not in Gear 4 right now, so that is
Yep.
significant. But man, hell of a chapter. Like
Yeah, definitely. Real quick, real fast paced, but I just Big Mom's presence is an added bonus to whatever scene that she's in. It is just plus 10 to chaos.
yeah, so much so. And I like that her appearance is now being worked into training. It's like
yeah.
everything is training. Like everything leading up to the next showdown with Kaido is all training.
Is training.
And
it's a really smart way to do it.
yeah,
and
it really is.
And I think because, and as we'll see, and the way that we've still kind of established Big Mom as sort of effectively Kaido's equal, right? Like in terms of, or at least stronger than everybody else here. So it's not a case of just kind of like, we already beat you once, so like you're not a threat to us anymore. Like, no, the stakes are still very much here.
Very much so. Man, God, it gets me just so excited to see just what happens next. But
Yep.
before we do that, we do have an SBS. So let's see what we're in for this time. First up, saying, is it a coincidence that Kinemon's wife, Osuru, and Suru from the Marines share the same name? And Oda goes, oh, you're right.
Yeah.
They have the same name. However, do you guys know about Nana, that shoujo manga? I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, I know what Nana is.
Oh, you know what Nana is?
Yeah.
In the manga, they have the two main female protagonists are both named Nana. They have the same name, even though it's a famous manga. So it's not really a bad thing, is it? So if one day they met each other, the conversation would go like this: I'm also called Suru-chan. So he's just like, yeah.
All right.
In the real world, multiple people have the same name.
That is true. And it makes me wonder if there are any other One Piece like do we have any other instances of names overlapping? I would imagine
I can think of one, but I think the pronunciation is a little different, and that's carrot, because there's carrot in Syrup Village, and then our carrot that we know more recently.
Oh yeah, that one is actually funny because I think that the carrot in Syrup Village is ninjin, which is the Japanese word for carrot, whereas carrot the mink is kerato.
Ah, okay. Gotta go
so.
that English sounding. Yeah. So there's a difference in Japanese, not English.
Yeah, there's the same meaning. It's just different words.
Yeah. It's funny. Our other question for the SBS is one I have to send over to you because it's time to see what Usopp's good and bad future is when he turns 40 and 60.
I'm a little afraid.
So, honestly, him at 40 and 60, he looks a lot like Rayleigh.
I was thinking the same thing. He looks so dapper.
Yeah, like he looks good at 40.
Yeah.
Would not expect it.
Good for him.
Yeah. At his little dialogue, it says, at 40, the pirate flag is calling out to me. And at age 60, yeah, I'm starting to miss her. Which, that's a nice little reference to Kaya.
Oh.
And then for his dumpy bad future, oh God, saying at 40, Luffy's my disciple. And age 60, Zoro, yeah, he's my disciple.
Nah, of course.
So,
which makes it sound like in a bad future for Usopp is still a good future for the rest of them.
I guess so. I guess they don't all have the same bad futures, I guess.
Right, yeah.
So, I don't know. Or he's calling back to the glory days.
That could also be true.
But yeah, let's go ahead and get to our next chapter, 947, Queen's Gamble.
Is that a Netflix show?
Queen's Gambit. I was like, I actually thought the same thing. It was like, man, if this came out a few years later, it totally would have been called Queen's Gambit.
Yeah, 100%.
And this nothing too crazy this one, but we do have Brook conducting a chorus of seagulls, and that's just cool visually. Although I will say this angle is the first time I really felt like the skeleton of Brook looks like his human form, like the facial structure looks like his human form. I
hadn't thought about that, but like something about I think it's because we can't see his eye fully.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
It kind of comes across like he has the
like
glasses or something like that he was wore. I think he wore.
Before. Yeah. I think it's because of the line in this crack in the skull.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're totally right. It does look more like his human form than usual.
Yeah, that's really the only bit that stands out for me, but it's still a fun idea.
It's a nice one.
So, we have a little mini flashback to start things off, showing how Rayleigh did what he did with the collar. He just took care of that.
Isn't it insane that we're getting explanations on usages of Haki from like just doing the mental math, what, like 400 or 500 chapters ago?
Yeah, something like that. It's just
yeah.
Of course. Now we're finally learning how Rayleigh did all that. And well, Luffy's a little frustrated because okay, I just did the same thing I saw Rayleigh do back then, but I was so desperate I don't remember how I did it. Crap.
Yeah, and Hyo's just kind of like, all right, that what you just did is already beyond anything I can teach you. So it's like, which means you must be able to stop her, deflect that monstrously powerful fist, and save both of our lives.
That faith from Hyo is ridiculous.
Yeah, which earned at this point.
True, very much true. Yeah. And all the people are like, oh God, is he actually going to stop the blow? That's possible. That's crazy. And Luffy's like, okay, rather than clenching up, I let the Haki flow into my hands. And Hyo's like, oh no, we can do it. And here comes the punch, and they're knocked into the wall.
Just like Looney Tunes style, just feet sticking out.
Just completely embedded. And just like, we warned you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Luffy's still no match for Big Mom.
Which is, how are we supposed to fight Kaido, man?
Like, right? And seriously, we no matter what, we have 2 Emperors of the Sea in Wano right now. That is a problem.
Yeah, so this is not great. But on the bright side, Luffy, he pulls out Hyo. He's like, don't die on me. He's like, sorry, it didn't work. He did technically guard with Ryuo, so they didn't die.
Yeah, so that is an accomplishment. Yes. So there's a step forward. And Hyo's like, okay, all that I can teach you of Ryuo, or what you call Haki, is that which covers the outside. It can be used for defense like invisible armor, or it can be converted to offensive use to great effect. But when you go one level beyond that, the Haki you wield can penetrate the enemy's interior and destroy them from the inside, thus making it much more powerful. Those steel collars were destroyed from the inside by your Haki. You can already do it. You already know how to infuse yourself with outward Haki, but you do it unconsciously. So that's what he passes out.
Yes. Oh no. Well, Big Mom comes in for another attack, and then he does like a dolphin dive, like straight out of Monster Hunter. He's like, best of luck, Straw Hat.
I love how he slumps over and Luffy is acting like he's dead, and like
yes,
he just immediately dodges the other fist.
It's like, all right, I'm out of here. So, all right, we got the theory, and now it's time to figure out the application.
Yeah. So we know what to shoot for now. Because Luffy had an idea of what he wanted to do, but not how to do the application for it. But now he did the application. Now he needs to figure out the process. So
yeah, all the while, Big Mom is just going on a tear.
Seriously, again, this is the most training we've ever seen in One Piece.
It is. It 100% is. Like it is almost always like off screen, or the time skip was just the perfect time to be like, oh yeah, and we talked about a lot of that during Dressrosa. Is like, knowing that Luffy had gear for in the back pocket, kind of throws a lot of it makes things a little bit weird, right? For Fishman Island and Punk Hazard. It's like, he wasn't really, he's not trying.
No. Did not need to try.
But I guess that's sort of the interesting thing about this kind of time period we're in now, where he got just one shot, swatted like a fly by Kaido. So it's like everything that we did train for over the course of through the 2-year time skip, it's like, all right, that's it. We've kind of reached our limit. So now we actually have to train on screen to learn new applications of Haki. And that also is interesting too, because that also, I feel like the implication, I guess we already saw that with like the flashbacks, like during the Katakuri fight, where Rayleigh was basically like, look, I can't teach you how to see the future. Like we don't have time for that. So there's just gonna be, I can only kind of really teach you the basics of Haki usage.
Yeah, and it really does show, like, man, they would have been screwed if they went to the New World right away.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
there is no way they would have survived, and
which I feel like is the that's kind of what I feel like is being conveyed, right, with the other supernovas, right, where they all went straight into the New World and was like, oh, this sucks.
Yeah, things did not go great for most of them.
Yeah, you gotta either become a stooge for an emperor or get beat by one.
And in case of Luffy and all the others, the Straw Hats training, they were able to do enough that they could get to the cusp of the Emperor's power. Well, at least some of their underlings so far. So it's still an impressive jump, but
it definitely makes you. I feel like I feel like is really showing that, like, the Straw Hats right now are kind of the closest, right, to that Emperor level. Other than maybe Law.
Yeah, but I think the problem with Law is that the rest of his crew.
There's
a massive gap between Law and his crew.
The rest of them. Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah. But, as we were saying, Big Mom is going on a tear, crashing through all the ironworks as she's chasing after Luffy. She's taking out the smelter. It's all pandemonium. Nothing they can do. And Queen, however, has awoken. And he's honestly, this Queen's kind of awesome at this point.
Yeah. It's he's got a safe face at this point, right? Like,
he's like, Wano is Kaido's turf. That hag won't get away with this. I have a plan, but we'll only get one chance. So listen up. Big Mom is a wild boar. She's going to charge straight through Udon and make her way back around to us. And that's exactly what she's doing. She's going a big circle, freeing all the prisoners, basically.
And all the while, everything. Luffy's running away. but again, which is also good training for him.
And so what does Queen do? He positions himself at the top of the center of Udon, basically. Waits for her to come by, transforms into his Brachiosaur form, and then leaps off because they set up another part of Oshiruko that distracts her that is also empty, but it leaves her in place long enough that he can do the Brachio Bomber headbutt straight into her noggin, which only succeeds in giving back her memories.
She gets a little flash from her kids. She's like, my head's killing me. What was I doing? All right, I fell into the sea and I got separated from the rest of and then I went to some dingy little village. It's just like, that's right, I remember everything now. And then she turns and is like, you're Queen from Kaido's crew. And the Queen's like, nope.
That is probably the best part, is I just did a massive headbutt as a dinosaur to knock this woman out, and she's still kicking. What am I going to do? Queen is like, I am screwed.
Yes, and then the best part, after that glare that she gives, and then she just falls on the ground and falls asleep. And then Queen's like, he's crying. He says to take a pause, and then he's just like, get out 100% pure Supism stone cuffs and chains, wrap it around her 100 times, give her 100 wild animal sedatives. Is the ship ready? You bet. Let's go. Bare mid of jailers. Everyone else on the ship. If that monster wakes up, we're all dead. Every second is precious. Go. Transport Big Mom to Onigashima. Double maximum security protocol. They're just, get out.
I love how fast paced it is. This is the most dangerous creature on Earth at this point, that we're going to treat her as such. Get her wrapped up, and good God, help. Because what do you do with this?
And all the while, Babanuki, the elephant guy, is just kind of like, it's like, Queen's like, all right, all of Udon is under your command. We're getting out of here. Let's get moving. And it's like, but sir, I'm worried about one man in particular. And then just, nope. All right, off to Onigashima. And there's, they're just dragging her by boars. Big Mom is asleep and chained up.
And so Queen technically won that fight.
There you go. Yeah. He knocked her out.
It's kind of impressive, all things considered.
It was a close one though.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I feel like a lot of her passing out was just her is due to the memories coming back and having the flood of all that.
And she's hungry.
And she is hungry. The loss of memory did a good job of getting her from point A to point B to disrupt exactly what they needed to.
That is exactly what it is. And now Big Mom is going to Onigashima, presumably to see Kaido face to face, which oh boy.
That's gonna be something whenever that happens. But
yeah,
man,
again, just Big Mom's presence throughout this entire story arc is just, again, even asleep with sea prism stone chains, she is a ticking time bomb.
And it's such a great way of getting Luffy out of prison without having to involve most of the Straw Hats. Lets him do his own thing. I like this use of the memory loss.
Yeah.
I think it works. I think Oda used it well. And also, even if you don't like it, it doesn't overstay its welcome at all.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, for me, the gag is so good for what it is. And because it's I feel like it's relying on the audience's kind of the audience's knowledge, right? That like things could either go very, very well or very poorly, and if things go poorly, it's going to go really badly. So you really, again, like I said, keep calling her a ticking time bomb, but it really is just like, as the reader, you just know when she regains her memories, it is just game over.
Yeah.
And just it is provided nothing but great laughs, great humor. Really, and it's interesting to see that other side of Big Mom, who kind of reverted to how she was as a child almost. So like it's great. That particular section is just great, and it's like 10 chapters, if that.
Yeah, 10 to 15 chapters. It's not long at all, and
yeah,
it's mostly used as just cutaway gags and stuff like that. But I also wonder if her connection to Tama is going to come into play at all. If there are going to be any lingering memories.
Good point. Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, it makes you wonder. Is like we're just kind of over. Is that whole thing over and done with, or would that?
It feels like Oda wouldn't just have it wouldn't have it just be one thing. Usually, he likes to do multiple things with his setups.
That is true. Yeah, and I feel like the biggest thing for me right now is that like Big Mom is being shipped to Kaido with her memories intact now. So like I feel like that interaction could have gone south in any number of ways if she was still like an amnesiac. But that she has her memories back and is we're kind of right back where we started with the whole if you come to Wano, I'll kill you.
I am still expecting a flashback involving the two of them at some point.
They clearly have some kind of connection.
Yeah, seriously. But that's not the end of the chapter. Momo and Tama make it inside before the gate fully closes. So fortunately, Tama's a little bit braver because it's like, wait, didn't we agree to wait for her here for them? It's like, nope, let's go.
All right,
so, has a little bit more bravery than Momonosuke at the moment.
I like that. I like that. You can tell whenever Momo's a scaredy cat because he just gets back into his dragon form.
Yeah, it's a nice visual reference, but it's a fun final page. It's like, okay, gate check closed, snail check still not operational. Udon seems to be isolated. Something happens. Well, we have no way of alerting anyone. And Luffy just goes, so I get to fight all I want. Won't be quite as exciting without Big Mom or Balloon Man, but I've always been free, and now this place is mine. It's like, yes.
Yeah, all right.
I'm like, hell yeah.
This is it. Man, we'd been saying this a few times already, but the prison arc really is like peak Luffy characterization, and we're not even at the peak for this set, but like it really, like, he is now kind of officially the boss of the place.
Very much. He is obviously the strongest man in the room.
Yep.
But before we continue on, we do have another SBS. First up is well, you know what we're in for. It's Sanadachi.
All right.
So get ready. Saying, Oda, I want to help others, so I want to work as a worker in the bathhouse. However, there are only 2 arms, so the help is limited to women. And Oda goes, he's back again, that pervert Sanada. No way. If you worked in a mixed bath, then you would have one future, behind bars. However, to talk about the history of 3 aides, in quotes, this may turn into a long story, and those who are interested can investigate it by themselves. However, in the Edo period, it was true that male handymen were engaged in washing the body for guests in the mixed bathhouse. A pervert like Sanada would never be fit for this job, so stop it. He worked in history of this. I did not expect that. that there was just handymen that worked. It's like, nope, you're going to help you wash the body, apparently. Okay.
Yeah, well, I guess if you wash everybody's body, then, you know, I don't know. I could see that job becoming like like you're not for the perverts, you know.
Yeah, it's also like
it's just a job.
After a while, it's just like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. It's naked bodies. Who cares?
Yeah. Next question is, I want to see more of the mixed bathing scene. Sanada-san wanted me to tell you. And then Oda just goes, Sanada, you bastard. And then another question. Sanada-san said he wanted to be stepped on by Komurasaki. He's like, Sanada, stop corrupting the public morals of the SBS.
They're all in on it.
They're totally in on it.
Yeah.
In on it.
Yeah.
And finally, we have a more serious question, I think, saying the tree on top of Shutenmaru's head is modeled after the Rakugo head mountain, right? In Oda-san's case, where would your tree sprout from? Oh, never mind. I don't think it's we'll see how innocent Oda keeps this. That's correct. The Rakugo head mountain program is a strange story where sakura trees sprout from the head of humans. They explain that as the reason for why people like to gather around for flower watching. It's quite the surreal story. In my case, if you ask where my tree would sprout from, the answer is obvious. My anus.
Okay.
Let's see everybody come for flower watching, huh? I can hear police sirens. So
arrest this man.
Certainly arrest this man. It's like
he cannot be stopped.
No, that's Oda. He can be so serious and forthcoming with such great background details, and then he just goes into, I'm going to be a wacky little pervert gremlin.
and engage in my audiences, encouraging it almost.
Very much encouraging it. Anyway, let's continue on to chapter 948. God, I just had a thought. Never give Oda a seinen manga. You have no idea what would happen.
Oh Lord, I don't know if I'm ready for that.
No.
I feel like the Shonen Jump editors are already too lax with them as it is.
They might be. Chapter 948, introducing Kawamatsu the Kappa. And we're ready for our next cover series, number 24.
Yes, we are.
Escape successful, and it's immediately obvious who we're focusing on. It's time for the post Whole Cake's tale of Beige's crew.
I'm ready for it. This is going to be a good one.
Oh, I'm excited for this. Who knows where this is all going to go. But that's a good choice.
Yeah. Can't wait.
So, into the chapter itself. At the labor camp, and of course they're going, all right, we got to capture Straw Hat Luffy, and Luffy's just like, all right, imagine the Haki flowing through my body. It's like, not quite, nope, wrong, but just look at how many sparring partners I have. I know I'll figure it out. It's like, yep, you guys are my training program. That's all you are.
Yes, and I love Kiku is here like, what should we do, Chopperamon? We need to go rescue Olin. No, we don't.
Yeah, it's much more. It's like she'll be fine. It's more important to help Luffy Taro. So why isn't he running away? And and of course they're all checking out on the chief warden. It's like, okay, should we pack the prisoners into their cells before they get any funny ideas? It's like, nah, not necessary. And that's when Babanuchi calls out, "Prisoners, your friend Luffy Taro is leading a violent rampage. You must subdue him." And Luffy's like, "Wait, what?" And then all of a sudden, all the others start grabbing us. Like, "Wait, I'm on your side. Don't you want to get out of here? Let go." And it's like, "Yeah, we hate Kaido's followers. And I'll admit, it felt great to see you fighting back. But what difference will escaping make? Kaido and Orochi rule all of Wano. 20 years ago, we fought to avenge the death of Koseki Oda and Daimyo of Curry. But Kaido the pirate crushed us. We lost our families and our comrades. We were beaten into submission. And when we saw Lord Yasuie's execution, all the old terror and despair flooded back. Leaving this place will not give us our homes back or food to fill our bellies. There is no freedom to be found anywhere in this country anymore. You're an outsider from across the sea, aren't you? You can run and fight all you like, but that's your choice to make. Don't drag us into your decision." And it's an excellent demonstration of just how hopeless it is for these people. 20 years under this regime.
I feel like it's really important to establish too, right? Yes, we are fighting to liberate Wano, and I feel like that's what makes this so much more interesting compared to maybe other similar stories in One Piece, is that I feel like you get so much more time with people who have just been beaten down by life for 20 years, you know, compared to the 10 of Doflamingo's rule, or like Crocodile was just barely, like, you know, getting his getting entangled and all that. With
how long was Skypiea?
He was at the
under a narrow.
Ooh, I don't remember.
I don't remember that.
I do not remember.
But I don't think it was as long.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if the oppressive regimes are getting longer and longer. Mm-hmm. You know, I think it's very, very clear, you know, like, oh yeah, Dressrosa was 10 and now Wano is 20. And just sort of like what that much of a difference makes. And that, you know, you have all of these different angles of, you know, you have some people who are, you know, without a doubt, without question, ready to fight again for their home. And then you have, you know, you have folks like Shutenmaru who are they're much more jaded, right? Mm. And then now you have all of these people like in the prison, kind of you understand where they're coming from, right? Where it's just like, what can we do that would change anything?
They tried before, it didn't work. What's the point?
Yeah, and you know, you're just a foreigner. You know, Luffy's just some guy, right? Like if he fails, that is even more consequences that they have to face the brunt of, and that I feel like we saw that all, you know, when the plan started to come apart. And sort of Shinobu's reaction to all of this, where it's like, we only have this one shot, right? It has to be perfect.
Yeah, and
so the pain, I think, on display here is very, it's very believable.
Mm-hmm. And 20 years can get you down, that's for sure. Like under something like this in these conditions, it's it can be rough, but. Time to introduce another element to make this a little bit more engaging than just Luffy beating down all of the prison, and having to deal with trying to convince these men to join his side. Because turns out Daifugo is starting to shoot at everybody, and it's like, you know, there's like, "It burns, my body feels so hot, help!" It's like, "Oh, you got a weird mark in your neck and a terrible fever," and that's when Daifugo is like, "Hey, watch out! That kind of a plague is communicable by contact. If you touch him, you'll catch it too." And all the guys that were holding that guy, that the first victim, is like, "It's too late. They're plague rounds. Stay away from him." And all of them start just, well, there's something about prisons and poison, I swear.
Yeah. Oh God, it's a pandemic.
Yeah, it's Magellan again. It's just like in bullet form. It's like, oh God.
Yeah. Well, and it makes it a little bit of a, I guess, like an interesting bit of characterization here, because that was sort of you know, Queen's epithet, right? Was Queen the Plague, and you know, it turns out that you know, Master Queen loves to build and craft things. His hobby is making weaponized mechanisms and viruses.
Okay.
All right, biological warfare, just straight up.
Yep, and it's time for the villain taunting to begin because it's like, Straw Hat, did you think those prisoners would fight with you? Their will to resist was broken long, long ago. And Luffy's just like, man, if I could only say everything, they'd change their minds. I feel like they knew we were actually going to fight back and not have any of it be revealed. I think I could get through to them. And it's like, well, and Luffy's basically telling Daifuku, it's like, don't even try shooting. You'll never hit me. He's like, nah, don't need to. I just need to hit someone and it will spread from there. And that's when all of a sudden we finally hear Kawamatsu speak. It's like, ka-pa-pa-pa-pa-pa. That's right. You tell them, Straw Hat Boy. Tell them there's hope. Tell them they've got one last chance. It's like, oh yeah, there's someone over there. And that's when Chopper and it's been so long. Kiku. Hear the voice, like, wait a second, is that a voice? And it's like, wait, there's a voice coming from there? I thought it was just a wild animal in there. Who's been inside that cell for years and years? Orochi said to feed him fish swimming in the factory's polluted water until he dies in agony. It was meant to be a slow execution, and that was 13 years ago. So just go kill him now. We could say he was died in an accident. Because the man inside of there is one of the Akazaya 9. And it's like, wait, we thought they were all dead. And of course, Kiku's like, wait, that's
sure enough.
That's Kawamatsu. What the heck? And fortunately for them, or at least they're still very happy about it, it's like the cuffs are still on, still can't move. So they're in trouble. And Kuku's on the move. She is ready to get them back. And they're getting ready to finish off Kawamatsu when here comes Raizo doing his job using a fishbone to get them again. And
no, that's Kawamatsu using the
Kawamatsu used it. That's right, he was able to use the fishbone before.
Because we that's been established.
Yeah. And Raizo tosses in both his katana and the key to his cuffs, and he opens it, and he has his trusty blade Sotumuso, and he immediately goes, so tell me, do you like sumo wrestling? And then we got Yagura Ryo. And so he's using Haki.
Yep.
All the men are flying.
This is a hype entrance.
Yeah, it is.
This is all set up just for Kawamatsu.
Show what this guy's all about. And Kiku's like, wait, that technique. Oh, thank goodness. And man, Kawamatsu's intro is so good. It's like swimming against the rapids of the great river. They call this Kappa style. River of Retribution. And he just rips through all these guys. And I love the hat that's over his face that you can't really see him. It just looks like this wild form. And apparently the explanation for his capture is, I'd heard that poisonous fish was a delicacy, but it was so disgusting my innards screamed for mercy. Yet I persevered for 13 long years. Compared to the suffering of my lord, this was but a pleasant breeze. Now I have awaited this moment. Kawamatsu the Kappa joins the battle. And so there we go. Yokozuna Kawamatsu, and we finally get his full design, and
it's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically what you'd expect. That's a Kappa with hair and
long,
like a samurai.
Flowing locks.
It's so good.
I love Kawamatsu. I don't know. I wonder if Oda has a particular affection for him, because he has by far like the most hype introduction out of all of the Akazaya samurai.
Yeah,
and the most build up too. We're like, Kawamatsu's cool. I don't know if he's so cool that it's like, did we need all of this? Like, I'm down for it, but it does strike me as interesting is all.
I'm curious what Oda's going to do with him to warrant that, the fact that he was in the cage and they had him in shadow for so long, and it took a good 10 chapters for us to actually have him get out of that cage since Luffy got put in prison. So. Mm-hmm. But I think the key part of that is honestly just him building a connection with Luffy, observing Luffy, observing Hio, and realizing
of all characters, like Kawamatsu's been watching Luffy and is like, there's no need to convince him. He's coming out, he's seen everything, and he's like, and he's immediately on his side.
He is no Shutenmaru. He is down.
down for the cause.
Yep. And of course, that gets all of them panicking. It's like, wait, there's an Akazaya samurai here, and Kiku's all excited, and he recognizes her and Raizo is like, "Oh, so glad to see you alive, my friend. When did you get here?" And all of a sudden, he just
yeah. That I feel like that's the interesting thing about this scene is sort of like who is meeting who for the first time in 20 years.
13 years of nausea. Ugh, that'd be awful.
Yeah. Oh God. Oh, he was hanging in there.
And well, he might be out, but it's not over yet because they're prepping all the playgrounds. So get ready for battles and like all that. I love the useless detail of the the elephant eating a banana.
But eating a banana, yeah. He credit where it's due. Babanuki, at least like the animal fusion is a little less antagonistic than a lot of the other smile fruits.
That is very true.
The elephant seems fairly chill.
Compared to what we've seen, yeah, that's probably for the best.
There's no ball punching going on here.
Mm-hmm. And Kiku gets all the men away, the prisoners away from Luffy. They're like, "Who is this giant woman?" And Hyo comes up and is like, "Kiku, Raizo," is like, "Wait, is that Boss Hyogoro?" And he's the one. I love how much power he has. It's like, show them all who you are. If you want to inspire and lead those whose spirits were broken or who once fought once before and were laid low, then you must remove your disguise and show them who you are. And
it was at this point that I had forgotten that they were wearing disguises.
Well, I guess they both, exactly. They did have the thing over their noses and whatnot. Though I love Kiku bringing out this like Oni mask.
The mask
thing.
is
like,
so
sick. That's cool.
And you want to talk about sick? You got the whole squad here posing up on a double spread with Kawamatsu and Luffy, Kiku, Raizo, and Hyo, just kind of back to back. God, and so cool.
That's a good mix. Like that's cool.
It's very, very cool. Yeah, they are not mere ghosts and memories. And then, of course, we kind of get the commentary from the peanut gallery. He's like, that mask, I thought he died at Odin Castle. Isn't that mask one of the most handsome of swordsmen of all of Wano, Kikunojo of the Fallen Snow? Kiku's trans!
I did not know about that one at all.
Yeah!
Did not know about that one at all.
Most people know the other one.
Yes.
Which we'll get to.
I heard about the other one, but Oda's setting that up by having go the opposite direction. It's like, wait, you're a man? Oh, this woman is a woman. This one is a woman at heart.
And that's it. That's all you need to say.
That's all you need to know.
That's it. No more attention, really brought to it at all. It's not a gag or certainly not punching down or anything. It's just like Kiku is just cool. She is just cool.
The mask.
I love that.
Friggin' sweet and just let's do it. That's great. I love the figure that he cuts, like because you have like giant head with the two men on the side, the small little Hyo, Luffy being normal size, and there's Kiku, and then just a slender,
she's just massive
demon in the middle.
the tallest. Somehow, even though Raizo is like 45% head, Kiku is somehow just a little bit taller than him.
And of course, we're getting introductions. It's like Kikunojo of the Fallen Snow, Raizo of the Mist, Yokozuna Kawamatsu, the most powerful sumo wrestlers. And the old man really is who we thought, Hyogoro the Flower. So who's Luffy?
and Chopper's here.
It's like, what about me? You haven't done anything, Chopper. So what do you expect?
Well, I also like the little detail that Raizo is rivals with Fukurokuju. Which makes sense.
That's a nice build up for
I feel like
the future.
I feel like Raizo's been kind of this goofy guy that we're not really seeing do a whole lot. But if he's sort of being put on the same level as like Fukurokuju's ninja seem way more threatening. But apparently that they are.
There are very few normal ninja from any side.
That seems true, yes. Also, I love that last panel of the chapter where Kiku's just like, no, now that you've seen us, we demand your silence. Just with that the Oni mask.
not
So
going to report to
badass.
Kaido whatsoever. So it is
So
over.
sick. So sick.
I love it. All right. No SBS for this chapter, so we can just go ahead and move right along to chapter 949, Mummy. And we have a color spread where I don't have a lot to say about this one. It's just sort of a color spread.
Yeah, it's fine. It's not really doing a whole bunch. I do love the the gorilla with the tribal tattoos is pretty funny.
Yeah. And, well, Chopper without his hat is still quite cursed.
But yeah, other than that, pretty low key.
Yeah, for the most, yeah, not really much to say. So, oh well. Let's continue on, and well, time for a big old fight because we got to eliminate the meddlesome six.
Yeah.
they can't hit them. Luffy with the playgrounds, and of course, our Scorpion Man's like, it can be any of them, so whatever. And like, where are you aiming? And yeah, he's just hitting all the random people, getting him. It's like, and Luffy's had enough. It's like, they're prisoners. They've barely had any real food to eat. And Chopper gets immediately upset. It's like, how dare you use viruses as a weapon and get this combo attack for them with heavy stamp, gum heavy stamp. And that's pretty cool. Hyo's getting in there, cutting some men down, and Kiku is really showing his stuff.
Yeah, her.
Yeah, I gotta stick with her. Sorry.
Yep. She's a lot easier to remember. I feel like we get to the other one who's gender becomes much more of a vibe. Much more of you kind of gotta roll with it.
But either way, she is awesome. Like, they are like running in fear from her.
Yes,
and it's just cool single attacks that we're seeing. Like, nothing too crazy, but enough that it's like they are turning the tides. And Rizo even tosses the keys to Kid and Killer so they can get free. And he just sort of silently observes as of course, Killer is stuck laughing. And I do like the detail that the bandages have come loose from his chin. So now his goatee that was appearing before in his post design is now visible. Because I think that really would have given it away early.
That's a good I don't think I would have noticed that. But it is, man, it's so interesting. Like, you would think, for being another of the worst generation, like, Kid would be kind of getting in on the action, but like, he's just kind of observing from the sidelines. And I know that he was just almost drowned, but sort of like how Kid plays into all of this, I feel like, is sort of being built up to, like, it's sort of a mystery in its own right.
It feels, this is a weird comparison to make, but it almost feels like Hulk in Avengers Infinity War, where he gets his butt kicked early on and then never appears again because he's too frightened. And it's like, was the beatdown from Kaido that bad on Kid that he's having trouble rising up now? Like, he can fight enough to get his friends back, but resisting, maybe not so much.
Yeah, and well, maybe it's that, like, seeing kind of Luffy in action here is kind of like, knowing what it was like to, get beat by Kaido the first time, and then seeing, kind of like, here's what Luffy's doing after being beat by Kaido the first time. It's, I don't know, I feel like Kid's just kind of taking it all in, and so maybe he was at a point where, he wasn't really sure how to go from here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that could be it. Of course, we got to get a breakdown of the name of the plague they're spreading around. It starts with heat spreading from the bullet wound, then leads to burning pain all over one's body and blood everywhere. The victim is left racked with agony, writhing and crawling for help until they spread the misery to others. Just look, that's the final fate of those who contract it. They may as well be dried, rotted plants. This is horrifying. Oh, it does. It really does. It has the same effect as if somebody just got buried in the poison from Magellan.
Yeah, very much so.
It's just, horrifying.
Yeah, I guess honestly, with the plague's name is Mummy, and I immediately thought of how crocodile would just like suck the water out of you.
That's a good point. Although after that build up, because I honestly, the first time I read this, I missed that the chapter name was Mummy. I would have guessed it was like zombie or undead.
Right.
The way that it was just being described, but Mummy is not what I immediately think of. But
that is also, I guess it's because it's heat, they're dried out. But I guess in terms of drawing, they do look more like mummies.
Yeah.
or like zombies rather.
Right. But yeah, now that they've been infected, it's just like, yeah, you're human weapons that can defeat our enemies just by touching them. Move it, or do you want to be branded traitors? In the end, all of Udon is our enemy. And yeah, as they're coming towards them, it's like, just get out of here. If you hadn't showed up, this never would have happened. Even if you are the red scabbard Akazaya samurai who supposedly died 20 years ago, you still can't win. You can't win. Not against that enormous flying dragon. Not against Kaido. No one can stand up to the might of the Animal Kingdom pirates. Just look. Just one weapon created by one of his followers wreaks this much devastation. Witness our futility against its power. If you outsiders hadn't come along, even life at Udon would have been normal. We wouldn't have suffered like this. And Luffy, hearing them as they slowly walk towards them with their infection, just grabs one of their cheeks and it's like, and then starts hugging all of them. It's like, no, stop, all of you. And they're like, wait, he willingly touched us?
Of course, yeah. And, of course, it's like, oh, is he insane? And then, I feel like on one level that this is also Luffy's kind of innate poison resistances at work, even though it is clearly having some effect on him. And he's just you call this devastation? You call this overwhelming power? This stuff has no effect on me. And just the pure grit.
Thank God he got that poison resistance, because he would have been dead so many times over from how much time he's had to touch poison.
Yeah. And then just the speech that he goes on. He says, the samurai that I know are all strong and hardy, but you guys are broken all the way on the inside. What do you mean normal life? Obeying every order they give you, living off of dumplings, is that normal? Open your eyes. You're nothing but slaves. And he just throws them all back. It's so good.
That speech is so freaking great. And honestly, hits during our time.
It does. And we have Momo and Tama kind of coming in here. They're just kind of like, it's still alive and well. Call that well. He looks dreadful. But then, Luffy, he keeps standing on business saying, so what if I came from another place? Why can't an outsider help protect your country? I made a promise with a friend named Tama who fed me back in Curry. I promised to make this a place where you can eat your fill again. Which of course gets Tama that flashback, and it's just like that. I feel like really proving, like Luffy meant that when he said it, right?
Mm-hmm.
That by the time we leave, this will be a place where you can eat as much as you want every single day. And just, he keeps going on, if we can't make that happen, this will always be hell. I already heard about Odin. He was a great man, but the day Kaido killed him 20 years ago was the day this country stopped working, right? We came here to fight Kaido and win. There's no reason for the people on our own side to stop us. So make up your minds right now. Are you with us or are you with Kaido? And it's just like, that's my captain.
Yeah. Oh, captain, my captain. It's just like, there's a reason the Straw Hat flag is raised up in certain places.
Yeah, this is it. This is it, right? And I feel like it's one thing to say it, but like I really love that it is like Luffy through his actions, right? Through kind of giving like the bear hug to the mummified samurai, that it's just kind of like I need to show you through my actions that I mean business, that like what I am saying to you, like I am going to put myself on your level, right? It is sort of proving his determination. And I don't know. We talk all about like Luffy's sort of innate ability to get people on his side and to sort of like to build armies, and even the way Hyo's like he grasps their hearts, he's got them. So it's just like, again, it's the speech is fantastic, but I feel like being backed up with action is what I really, really love about Luffy.
I think that makes it work so much is because he is putting himself out there. He is making that declaration. He is. Yeah, it's something we've seen time and time again, and it always works.
Yeah, and I think it's the rejection of the idea of I don't know. I guess when I think about it, when we think about other sort of One Piece arcs about liberating other people, and other sort of like oppressed peoples, I feel like it is always, we need your help, right? It is always, please save us. We, like, work with us to help us, to help liberate us. And so now we have these people who are like, like, you're just some guy, like, if you fail, you can just leave, but we have to kind of pick up the pieces. We have to deal with the fallout. And so having to, for once, actually kind of convince them, right, to be like, no, we mean business. We are serious about actually freeing Wano and bringing food to all of the people. So I feel like it's such an uncommon type of scene in One Piece, but I feel like it's really necessary for how the people are feeling right now.
It's also the first time we've had this kind of intent since Alabasta, because the Straw Hats are there specifically to save this country. When they go,
we have not accidentally waltz into it.
Yeah, it's not like Dressrosa or Skypiea where they show up and just because of their goals they end up liberating a place. No, they are here specifically for that.
That is the exact purpose.
And they're so broken that they actually have to further convince them, which makes for a nice change of pace compared to what's come before. A nice progression as well. Man, just it's so good. And what a way to finish this, because of course we got our elephant warden loading up a plague shot, concentrated power of 200 doses that he's going to fire into the crowd to try to just get all of them. And so Babanuki is getting ready to send it out, and Luffy just appears in front of him, ties up the trunk, and he's saying, I just saw a pretty bad future just now. And then the elephant backfires straight into Babanuki's face.
He blows. Dude, and Luffy just facing away from the explosion is fantastic.
He's just Luffy taking out that dude. It's just in the most badass way.
Again, no, it's Luffy in the prison is some of the best characterization we have gotten from him, which is insane because we had already gotten really good characterization from him in the last arc.
And this is perfect. You get the rest. And they all turn on our scorpion dude. And it's like, hey, remember anyone who defies a jailer in the first offense? Yeah, we don't care. We've decided to rebel. And that's all it takes. 8 days to the great battle, and without the main army knowing, Udon is pacified. And I love how Hyo is basically now Luffy's ultimate hype man. It's like, you've brought us one heck of a ringer, Kinemon.
Which, I mean, deserved, right? I feel like Hyo, he has seen what Luffy's all about and is just like, all right, I'm gonna die for this man.
Which I love when Luffy's able to convince the older generation to be like, no, this kid's got it.
Yeah, that's it. That's good stuff, man. What a fantastic chapter.
Oh, loved it.
And that we still have 8 days until the big battle.
I know. I thought it was 7 days, but no, it's 8. So I'm like, oh, geez, it's even longer.
Yeah.
We do have an SVS for 949. First up is, I have a question. On page 67 of volume 90, the girl who collapsed into Bello Betty was wearing a skirt that looked very similar to Moda from the cover story of Ace's Great Blackbeard Search. Is that girl Moda? And as I think our audience pointed out before, yes, absolutely correct. Well spotted. When Ace was there, the Lulusia kingdom was still a peaceful place. However, the current king, King Seki, is a cruel leader, and so his people suffer under his rule. After the Revolutionary Army bestowed courage upon the people, Moda and everybody else are continuing to do their best.
Awesome. So, that's cool.
I like it. It doesn't have to be in major ways, but it's still cool when Oda's able to work in the cover stories.
Yeah, it makes me wonder where Lulusia is. Sort of relatively. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I kind of know for reasons I can't divulge, but it does sort of like, wait, so Ace was all the way over there, and then now he's, because that was sort of like he sort of ended up there on the search for Blackbeard.
Oda's never released a full map of the world, has he?
No, I don't think he has. I don't think he. I was about to say, is it even on the Grand Line? I don't know.
I think it has to be if he was searching. I think he knows to search the Grand Lines. I think it's probably on the Grand Line.
Yeah, I guess that would make the most sense.
Yeah, I think that would be one of the coolest things Oda could do is after he finishes, just here's a map of the world. I would
love that. I would absolutely love that.
Seriously. And our final question for this one is, I have a question about illustration requests. In volume 56, all of the requests were some variation of Straw Hat plus animal, but you must have gotten some requests without animals or the Straw Hats, right? How do you currently decide which requests to draw? And Oda says, there's no formal application process. I often forget to do this, but thank you all so much for your illustration requests. The format of animal plus one character doing X is a pretty basic one. It's always good to have a lot of Straw Hats. When I first started, I thought to myself I would try to reply to as many requests as I could. At least that's what I thought. I wanted to fulfill one request per person, but eventually I started to think about how many skilled artists are out there and realized I want to draw this, but I wonder if it's already been drawn before. Eventually, I decided that I would instead draw what I wanted to draw the most. These requests about animals and characters always made me feel that I wanted to see it drawn, so I would be able to fulfill these requests happily. Art is still my hobby after all. Even for the 2-page color spreads, I always think to myself, I want to draw this before it manages to get drawn. These often feature animals too. I've always been doing this for 22 years after all, so most of the usual illustration ideas have been done. When I see a new and fresh request, it makes it fun for me to draw as well.
Yeah.
Which makes a lot of sense. And
yeah,
gosh,
whatever's novel.
At that point, 22 years.
yeah, that's what got me. I was like, oh, I think we are in 2019 or so currently.
Yeah, because we're approaching, year 30.
yeah, we sure are.
So, Isn't that something? Oh, goodness. But let's go ahead and get into our final chapter for the set. 950, A Soldier's Dream. And what's our goal for the Gang Beige's Oh My Family? I want to see my twin sister Lola, and I'm like, hell yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I knew once I saw what this one is, I was like, Derrick's going to love this.
Yeah. Search for Lola? Yes.
I don't remember that much about this cover story, because I don't think I was really paying that much attention to it, but like, the premise alone is already a 10 out of 10.
So good. So we'll see what comes of it. We'll see. It's I'm very curious. But we get into the chapter itself, and there's a little flashback of when Kid escaped the first time, saying, "You want to fight against Kaido again?" And he's like, "Hey, you want to join in with me? Are you crazy? You saw? Oh, actually, this wasn't before when he escaped.
He's got the playground. So I think this was like after the last chapter.
Yeah, after everything's been freed, and he's like, "Are you crazy? You saw what happened." And he gathers up all his material,
which looks so sick.
Kid has such
from
a
an
cool
art
design.
Perspective. He really does. He's so cool, and he's just that look of determination on him, and just the way that flashing back to Apu and Hawkins. I always forget Hawkins for some reason.
I always forget Apu.
Yes. Oh, there you go. And he's just, I don't trust anyone. Consider it a gift that I don't kill you right here. And he says, he's walking off and he's like, let's go kill her. Let's get our people back. We do things our own way. So that, I think, is really kind of establishing that, like, Kid's kind of on his own here, right? Like, he's kind of...
He seems like he's the only one who resisted, but he also doesn't exactly want to fight Kaido again.
Yeah, well, but I mean, I guess it's like we do things our own way. I guess it's like, is he just gonna get his where's his crew at this point? Did they also get taken prisoner? I wonder.
I guess we haven't really seen much of the rest of his crew. It's only just been him and Killer.
Yeah, I'm genuinely unsure about that, but like it is just kind of like, again, it really like Kid's just kind of off doing his own thing. It feels like,
which
not really working for Kaido, not working with Luffy.
I'm okay with this.
He's another wild card. I don't think he would be so quick to be like, all right, I'm on Luffy's side now. I'm part of Luffy's alliance after he just got screwed over.
Yeah. What's interesting to me with Wano so far is that we have so many good guys that I'm wondering who they're going to get matched up against. Because I'm looking at, obviously, Kaido has a massive crew, but there's not a lot of like heavy hitters outside of Jack, Queen, King. Yeah. So and I guess our ninja group, but we'll get to them. I don't know. I just feel like there's not enough guys to fight.
yeah, that is certainly a problem right now. It's funny. We're trying to build an army, but from the reader's perspective, it's like we have way too many characters.
We seem far too capable, other than, the fact that Kaido is just a problem. Kaido is the issue.
Yeah, very much so. And, we do have Big Mom here. And now that she's got her memories back, we have her crew here.
True. That is true. God.
So, again,
I don't want to expect it, but it would be wild to me if Luffy somehow takes out both of them over the course of Wano.
Oh, my goodness.
It seems too far-fetched, almost.
I do think that the scale of which kind of just the powers that be, the forces that are acting upon this battle, right? Like, it is, like, if you want to strip it down to the bare minimum, the Straw Hats versus, Kaido's crew, but it is so much more than that. You have all of these, you have the Akazaya Samurai, you have Law's crew, you have Big Mom, you have all of the other supernovas, it is just, and you have Kid, you have, like, it's everything.
And we haven't seen what Apu's up to with this whole thing. Yeah. I feel like Apu will show up at some point for this because he was part of that alliance. So that only leaves Bonnie and our Skypiea dude. God. I forget his name. But the Skypiea dude. Arouge. It's like, okay, they must show up in future, because I feel like it's almost too much if those two show up in Wano as well, especially knowing where Bonnie is currently.
Yeah, Bonnie's all the way in Mary Jor right now, so, or at least was, last time we saw her. So it would be a little bit of a trek to go all the way from there to Wano.
A little bit. So I'm curious where it's all going to go.
Yeah, yeah. It is. I think quite funny that we're just like, other than that though, and again, other than like Beige, who we just saw, and he's off, he's in cover story land. It's like most of the supernovas are here.
Which is kind of a cool idea, because the supernovas, you always wondered what their role was going to play out as. Since they were introduced.
What were they all building towards?
Mm-hmm. And it's interesting that the first one we met again is Law, who ended up being an ally. So
yes,
it gives you a weird expectation for the others, especially because Beige also kind of ended up as an ally. So it's like, it's always going to be the case, but then you have Hawkins and Drake, and it's like, huh.
Yeah, man, it's really all over the place.
Yeah. So either way, we check out more of the labor camp, and everybody's reacting to the fact that, wait, Straw Hat's a pirate just like Kaido? Yes, but no, we can't trust him. He doesn't want to betray us. It's like, why would you bring a pirate of all people? It's like, okay, listen.
That's fair.
Interact with him and you understood that he does not lie. That man is the linchpin to the overthrow of Kaido.
That is true. That's hilarious when you put it that way, but yes. But it does have an interesting problem, right? Where this show's like, we need something more to convince them, but at least they're lively again. So it is like, yeah, we got there, but also, there's more work to be done. Yeah,
for sure. And even Hyo's wondering as well, where is Straw Hat? And Luffy's not looking so good.
Yeah, that was a nice big gesture, and thank God Chopper's here.
Yeah, and Tom was like, "Oh, I'm so glad you see you're all right." No, he's dying. Chopper's like, "I'm trying to find the right antibody now. What's the point of making a big show if it not affecting you? If you're just gonna hide it and suffer? And I know that virus is killing you. Why don't you think about the consequences? Apologize to me." Sorry, it hurts. Help me.
What a way to speak to your captain, man. It's we don't see Chopper upset even in gag scenes like this too much these days, so it's fun.
Just the aggravated doctor.
Yes,
But I also love this interaction between Momonosuke and Luffy, where he's like, Luffy might be stupid, but he is truly extraordinary despite it. I could never do such a thing. And Luffy immediately goes like, yeah, because you're stupid and cowardly and weak and a chicken and totally helpless. And
he's talking smack while he's dying.
It's like, you insolent dog. That was not an invitation to add on. At first, I thought it was Luffy kicked him out, but I think it actually was Thomas. Like, get out there. They're all waiting for you. Or maybe actually there's a rock being thrown at him. So I think Luffy somehow had the strength to throw a rock at Momo, which forced him outside. Which, as soon as all the prisoners see Momonosuke, they fall to their knees and bow before him. And
which is what an impressive shot too, right? Like that spread of just and that they're all just immediately. It is good to see you alive and well. Like that's it, you know. And poor Momo with the deer in the headlights look.
He's like, oh God, it's not me. When I see reflected in their eyes must be my father, the great shadow cast by the Kozuki clan that supported Wano all those years. It's never felt so heavy upon me until now. And I like Hyo's comment is like, what we were missing was a dream, something that lies beyond the battle.
Yes. And which is, it's one thing to say.
Nice.
Hyo's so cool. He really is. I guess you could tell he was the Yakuza boss, right? I feel like he always understands the situation. And that it's one thing to liberate Wano, but it is another thing to kind of like what lies after that, right? Like what are we actually going to do? So sort of confirming to all of these, you know, poor prisoners, it's like, no, the Kozuki clan still lives, right? Like, no, we still have a shot at this. You know, we can do this. And of course that they still all have this love and fealty to the Kozuki name, right? Like after all of that they were like, you know, I'm not so sure. Oh, we're so, you know, beaten down and bloodied. And now it's just like, all right, you know, the Momonosuke's alive. We're in.
Yeah, we have that. And Momonosuke tells the tale of what they've gone through to get to this point. So everybody will be caught up. But Kawamatsu's not sticking around. He has a place urgently has to go to, but he'll rejoin them before the battle. And I have a feeling he's going to be looking for Hiyori.
That would make the most sense since they have that connection.
Yeah. But instead, following that up, it's time to check in on Curry and Shutenmaru, showing off what 20 years of resistance looks like. A pretty massive cemetery.
It's a bunch of graves.
Yeah.
So 10 years was as far as they could wait, you know. And so they all went to Onigashima and died.
Yep.
And so we have this flashback where, you know, all of these samurai are just kind of like, it's been 10 years, we're older. Like, if we have to wait 20, we'll be even weaker. So, you know, you want us to keep waiting for people who might not actually return. And man, I like that we're getting all of these different angles, right? Like what it means to kind of like to believe in a 20-year prophecy, right? That, you know, the rightful ruler will just magically return, right? Like, yeah, of course, if you're just like a normal dude, you wouldn't buy that. You know, what it actually means to live those 20 years, to live those 10 years, and to like that suffering is very real. That you know, like despite the grandioseness of this like 20-year time travel plot, there are people whose lives are you know, at stake.
Mm-hmm. Also, I didn't notice it when I first saw this shot, but man, the sizes of those three Dogstorm, Kinemon, and Shutenmaru. Holy crap.
Oh, yeah.
Towering of all the guys.
They're all huge.
Good God.
Oh, that also reminded me, before we move on, about the plague thing, about the mummy, a couple chapters ago, where it was like, they were talking about how, like, you know, what can we do of just like, this is one weapon of Kaido's army. It reminded me of what happened to Zoe with Jack, right?
Oh,
where it was very similar to like, that was just, you know, one part of one pirate crew's forces, and it did all this damage.
True. That is a very good point.
Continuing to build and to establish like just what they are up against.
It seems like it's not just them versus. It's an aspect Oda seems to be emphasizing, where it's not just them versus a certain amount of people, but also people that are willing to use whatever means necessary
Whatever
to
means
win.
necessary. Yeah.
Chemical warfare is not off the table whatsoever.
It certainly is not. And I had a follow-up thought to that. I forgot it. Nah, whatever.
Yeah.
That was the main point, though. That we're dealing with a crew that I guess that my follow-up thought was more that just in terms of we saw it with those prisoners, right? Of like how Kaido's army operates. It's very much like he doesn't even really care kind of who you come from, right? Like he kind of believes anybody's spirit can be broken, and he's not been proven wrong
Not
for the most part.
Not wrong.
So it really is like he doesn't really care. Like he's not worried about being betrayed, right? Because like he's so overwhelmingly strong, he'll just kill you, like, or whatever. So we just think like it would be a waste to kill such strong people. It is interesting how that kind of bears fruit in all of these different little ways.
Mm-hmm. And then we have this flashback to that attack 10 years ago. It's like, we won't follow Orochi, so we have nothing to eat. We'll die of illness before it ever comes to fighting. And Kaido's army busted the well. They burned the fields. We can't wait any longer, Shutamaru. And he's just trying to explain to him, it's like, you're wasting your lives. We don't stand a chance unless we raise a full army with the Kozuki name. And they're just like, let me die with a katana in my hand. I want to die as a samurai. Don't try to stop us. Don't you remember when we were strapping boys, we would scream to test our mettle. After all, when people value themselves too much, they become cowards who take no risks. Sue, render your not aim, and be as a child. Leap before you look, and remember our abbreviation, Sonachi.
So there it is.
Yeah.
There's where that comes.
Very clever way of working that into.
Yeah, that's tricky.
That is a very tricky.
I don't know what to do with that. Yeah, man. Shout out to Stephen Paul, who was just
damn.
I don't know how his brain works, but he's so clever.
How long did that take to just like look at that and be like, okay, how do I?
Yeah, what is and to know that like, okay, this is that this was a random word that showed up like 20 chapters ago, and that it would become like, oh, okay, it's sort of a thing.
I forgot that this is not the
phrase.
first time Tsunachi appeared.
Yeah, because I think like Momonosuke said it, and then Kiku was like, "Don't say that."
That's right. That's right.
This is probably why. And also the interesting thing about this flashback to me is just like how much like Shutamaru is seeing all this, and he's like, we have to wait for them to come back. Like he still has faith at this point, and he's seeing them all kind of like sail off to their deaths, and he's crying. He's like, come back, and to just kind of see what another 10 years did to him,
Yeah, and it's an interesting question. Why did it take 20 whole years? And Dogstorm says, we will know when the job is done. There must be a meaning to it all. And he's like, I don't intend to doubt Lord Odin, and he's finally enlisted. The time, 8 days, the night, the fire festival, the mission to raid Onigashima in the Kozuki name and take the heads of Kaido the pirate and the Shogun Orochi. Join us if you have what it takes. And of course, his men are like, hell yeah.
We're all ready to go. So we're slowly but surely building that army.
Mm-hmm. And I like how this combination is like, it's like, you're still the way you were back then, Kinemon. We might have been the same age once, but now we're 20 years stronger. Ain't that right, dog? He makes a good point. Shut up, you geezers.
That's fun. They're teasing each other that like, we're getting older, so we might be slower now. It's like, oh, no, we're 20 years stronger now.
Speaking of, but yeah, I mentioned before about the wondering how much of a problem the ninjas will be. Well, at least the force that was dispatched to get Zoro
Hiyori.
Gone.
Oh yeah, or Zoro. Yeah, yeah, he's just taking them all out.
Yep, they're done.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and it's interesting that this place that he's protecting is called the Enma Shrine.
Curious about that one, but
yeah.
It's interesting how Hiyori is the one that she's ended up with Zoro, and honestly, it's the way, especially the way Zoro's dressed. They don't make a bad couple at all.
Yeah,
Not that he's interested in that.
Zoro's drip though, man. He's looking good.
This is like the perfect setting for him.
Yeah, it really is. I kind of wish we got more of this. I know we Zoro, he's been in the action a bit. I really liked that section with Yasuie's death, but he does feel like he's kind of primed and ready to kick some butt.
Mm-hmm. So, of course, she's apologizing for that. He has to continue to protect her. It's like, don't worry about it. If I let you die, I'd have to answer to Momonosuke. So, you going back to the house in the snow? It's like, anywhere is fine as long as I can hide. But I'm worried about Otoko. I hope she's all right. She's with my people, so physically, at least, she'll be fine. So, big thing I got to do, get back my sword. So,
yes.
She's going to take him there to the bandit bridge of Ringo to get back. He needs to get his sword back before the battle. And I feel like this is where his training is going to come into play.
Mm-hmm.
This is where Zoro's form of training is going to happen, where he's somehow not fast enough or strong enough or something enough to get
clearly the
sword.
Gyukimaru is sort of like the challenge for him to overcome.
Yeah.
Also, I kind of misread this at first. But like that last couple like shots where like Hiyori's like or Zoro kind of lays back and he's like, I can't forgive Orochi for this. I'm going to avenge Tonoyasu's death. And then Hiyori kind of tears up a little bit, and then it's she who says, as far as Orochi goes, I wish I could kill him myself. And that just kind of gets Zoro to kind of stare at her a little bit. Which is just kind of like surprisingly violent.
Honestly, that would make for a very interesting comeuppance for it all if
definitely
Orochi does end up dying by the end of this, and it is by Hiyori's hands.
It would be interesting.
Be very curious. But we end off the chapter by checking in on the flower capital, where it's like, okay, what's the matter with you? You've been acting strange. Oh, it's nothing. Let's get this over with. So something's up with Drake.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with Drake. Yeah. He's talking to Hawkins. Like, the job's simple. Once he speaks, it will be over very quickly. I know you've got a connection to the Straw Hat crew, so you're going to tell me what you're plotting here in Wano. All of it. And there's Law just defiantly in chains, smiling at him. He's chained
up. So it's like, all right, Law got caught, but he doesn't seem too worried about it.
Yeah, that smile just makes it so I'm like, I'm not super concerned. Like, he's going to be probably tortured a bit, but Hawkins is sort of leading himself as sort of like the big bad of the secondary forces.
Definitely. Again, it's so crazy to think about just how many layers this arc has, and just how many characters with their own kind of motivations that we're just kind of getting a little bit of everything. And just sort of the scope and scale of how many sort of like not only factions but individual characters at play. It is truly something to behold. Like it really makes Wano feel, it's kind of a tired word, but like it's epic. Like just the scale of it is kind of like nothing else, even within One Piece itself. I feel
and it's an impressive balancing act of so many characters, so many plot lines. All happening once, but never being boring or confusing. You always know what's going on.
It's so fascinating too, because I guess like we have kind of a few different subplots. We have a few different plot lines all kind of running at the same time, and there are some sets where we do kind of get a little bit of everything. We had a couple of sets where it was like Luffy was barely in it. And then this section was like 99% about the prison.
Where just like wrapping that up.
And so the way that Oda kind of like, again, kind of going like big to small, kind of narrow to wide view, I think is really, really cool. And I feel like as far as the prison is concerned, I feel like for the most part, like we're kind of, That feels about as
we've wrapped that.
It's about as we've wrapped it up. Yeah,
there's no real reason to go back to it until Luffy is in better health.
Yeah, exactly.
So we can focus in on other characters now and see what they're up to, and find out what's happening and all of that. And again, it's another example of the 5-chapter structure working out where we got an arc with this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it felt like we sort of had a beginning, a middle, and an end. And yeah, man. Whew.
Yeah.
It's good chunky set.
Oh yeah. And no SBS, so this really is it.
All right, so that's it.
Yeah. I'm still greatly enjoying it. I still cannot wait to see what happens next. There's always so much going on at any one time, so gosh, who knows what we're in
Yeah.
for. And the funny thing is, in 2 weeks, we would have been covering Stampede.
So I don't remember exactly. I have a feeling, not only for the spoiler that we've pushed it back a little bit so that we can get to that, which is that's soon, which is crazy. But I think in terms of the reveals that I'm pretty sure are coming, because I don't know where else they would be. I think Stampede would have put it kind of awkwardly. So I'm excited. I guess I'm more excited that we're gonna start. There's some stuff coming up. I don't know if it's next week or week after, but relatively soonish. That is okay, all right, let's do it.
Yeah,
there's gonna be some chunky episodes, I think, coming up soon.
It's so weird that it literally is after 952 is when Stampede came out. So we get 2 more chapters,
Wow.
and then it'd be Stampede's release, and that's how much you're waiting on. So yeah,
that's insane. That is. Why did they do that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Why did Oda give them? All right, you can reveal this piece of canon information. It's maybe you shouldn't have.
Got nothing. But either way, again, fun set. Looking forward to the confrontation between a captured Big Mom and
Kaido. Yeah. We know that's coming.
For as much as we've been hearing about Kaido, he still hasn't really showed up that much. I feel like we've honestly seen more of Orochi than Kaido.
Yeah, because he has not really been in Act 2 at all.
Other than reacting to Yasuie's execution.
Yeah, that was really He showed up, beat up Luffy and left. And went drinking again.
Pretty much.
Well, that and he was the one who, once he saw that Big Mom was coming in, he was like, no, absolutely not, get her out of here.
That too.
Yeah, so that was the thing he was the most concerned with, was making sure that Big Mom doesn't enter the country.
Oh man.
So again, that
and with an ending like this, I have no idea where we're doing next. It could be any character.
I would have to assume that confrontation is next week. It might not be. I have a feeling that it is.
Nice.
So we'll see. We'll see.
Yep, we'll see what happens. But with that, I believe we've said all we've wanted to say about chapters 946 to 950 of One Piece. Thank you so much for listening, and you can find more of my ramblings and stream VODs over at BitNerd Games on YouTube, or simply BitNerd on BlueSky. And Brandon, where can everyone find you at?
I am at Brandon Bovia on BlueSky. I'm going to stop saying that I'm on Twitter because you can find me there for all my hot takes on it's just anime, manga, games, and my job. There we go.
There you go. You got to rework the outro now that you're dropping Twitter.
Yeah. All that stuff's on BlueSky. And of
certain
course,
things that you may not want to be associated with on that site.
I'm good. I was just saying it out of habit, honestly.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I have a crap ton of books coming out in January, so and a lot that are notable that I think I can find stuff to talk about. So we have all that fun stuff.
Yeah, keep an eye out for that. So, yep, check all that. And if you'd like to help us out more, you can support the podcast over at patreon.com/Derrick Bittner. That's DerrickBitner to listen to the next episode ad-free 3 days early, as well as patron-exclusive bonus episodes, which includes us doing our first sort of thematic discussion where we talk about some of the theming of One Piece in a little bit greater detail. And just sort of finding sort of commonality here, where we're sort of looking at what it really took to become a part of Luffy's crew. What's the X factor for so many of them, and how it can be mostly linked to a certain aspect. So
obviously the format of this podcast is very forward looking, because we're literally reading the manga chapter by chapter. So we don't get a whole lot to just kind of talk about the sort of the themes and storytelling in a broader sense. So I think if you want to hear some of that from us, then hopefully that will be the first of many discussions of that type, because I thought it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think that'll be a fun one. I think we're also approaching the idea of having people offer up theories that aren't spoilers for other things, but stuff within where I'm at right now, to theorize on there and talk about those.
It really
episodes.
It's a tricky thing, right? Because I could see something and say like, oh yeah, I know what that is, but it has to be something that like hasn't been confirmed, for the next like 200 chapters of the manga.
Yeah. So that could be a fun one if you want to suggest any of those. But yeah, that's the Patreon. And make sure to return next time as we discuss chapters 951 to 955 of One Piece. So until then, my friends, bye.
Remember to take life one piece at a time.
Look around you! A bunch of slaves! You're worth more!